ELI 5. How did NASA determine the appropriate angle of entry for spacecraft re-entering the atmosphere without burning up/skipping off? Seems like the US would have had to burn up a lot of capsules in order to figure this very small window between life and death. How did they do it? Maths, mostly, backed up by wind tunnel and other scale model testing. The basic maths behind it are straightforward enough. You need an angle steep enough to prevent a skip can bouncing off the atmosphere, and shallow enough the friction of hitting the air at those speeds didn't burn them up. You can run the numbers of those two variables in an iterative fashion, i.e. at 6 degrees, then 6.1, 6.2 etc., and see which sets give you a maybe you won't die outcome. Yes, this is a lot of maths, but you can run them in parallel, and once you have some, known to be unworkable, solutions, you can just skip anything beyond that, i.e., if 6.3 degrees gives you a too steep result, you don't need to test 6.4 if it's just going to get the same result but more so. Also, they did extensive wind tunnel and other scale model testing to see if things worked like they thought. For a while, they were thinking in terms of an arrow-shaped re-entry ship so minimize drag, but scale testing showed that a flat-headed shape worked better because it created a buffer of lower temperature air between the high-temp shockwave and the hull. Once all that theoretical work was completed, they tested it in real life with a believed to be good set of parameters. Also, this was all, initially, part of the ICBM design process, as they were working out how to get the nukes back down and onto target years before anyone bothered about spaceflight, manned or otherwise. So, the entail tests were missile tests. By the time the late 50s when the space programs took off, this was already pretty well understood science.